Okay, they say that imitation is...
the greatest form of flattery.
Flattery? Flatulence. No. Flattery. And so we do that today. We pay homage to the song Cats in the Cradle by utilizing some of our smarts
and ChatGPT
to come up with some alternative songs with Cats in the Cradle and Rent-A-Dad.
Yep.
Pretty entertaining. We talk about some of the bougie stuff that we're doing in our life. We're staying cutting edge.
With
sourdough pancakes. Hello.
And shacks.
And what?
Shacks. You don't know?
Oh yeah.
Running water.
Yeah.
Shacks.
Cutting edge.
And beds.
A water heater, beds. We stopped sleeping on the floor. We're sleeping in beds now. What else we talk about? We talk about just there's a plethora of topics that are worth your while. You're gonna like this.
Yeah. And a mystery trip that will not be mentioned in this podcast.
Oh, you are? Hey, tomorrow you are going on a trip, man.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said a mystery trip.
We're going to talk about it next week when you give your report on baby Eliza. If she's not reading by now, I think we just kind of got to give up and move on.
Yeah. Albert Einstein started reading when he was like 2.
He came out of the womb with a book and a notepad.
Yeah, and he was like, interesting. This hospital is not regulation.
According to my theory... Whatever.
We should go to space and fly fast, and then we'll go back in time.
Is the moon landing, is that real, do you think? Yeah, we'll talk about that another time. Let's just get into it. Brandon, hit it!
Woo!
Oh, yeah!
Cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon.
So I'll tell you, got my buddy Kevin.
Kevin,
You know Kevin.
did his daughter get married or something?
And
then I drank a hot sauce at his party.
Yeah, you drank hot sauce at his wife's
Kevin.
51st birthday party, yeah. He's a listener.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Kevin.
And he loves our intro song.
Nice.
And maybe what we'll do, we'll talk about this later. Let's not jump into this quite yet.
Wait, so, hold it. So, our intro song is... edited. If you listen to the very first intro song, in like the third episode intro song, it's a lot different than the intro. It's not a lot different, but it's like you can hear a little bit of different.
Well, it's better now, and it hits. He likes it. And
yeah.
So his recommendation though is he likes it at 1.5 speed. So if you're just now listening to this, back it up a minute or whatever, and play at 1.5 speed, and just kind of maybe you'll enjoy it a little bit more. Crank it up and feel the bass.
Oh yeah.
One of these days, like what we'll do is we'll like go in a studio and we'll keep that beat, and then we'll like just put our new lyrics for the Cats in the Cradle song on there. Yeah, which we're going to discuss for a little bit today.
We're going to start like the Cats in the Cradle and a silver spoon.
So like and when we get to this part, maybe we just jump in and just do it right now. Like we're creative. We're also, let's be honest, we're lazy.
Oh yeah.
And so we had this thought of like, hey, let's do this. Let's come up with this.
You lazied out. I was all for it.
You can throw me on the bus and say I lazied out, but you didn't do anything. You didn't write anything out. Like
I was literally thinking in my head. I was thinking of all these ideas.
But you put no pen to paper. You put no pen.
I didn't need to because I literally edited the song and the chorus.
Okay.
You know?
Whatever. Okay, right. So let's dive into this. We came up with some alternative lyrics to the Cats in the Cradle song. Based on, are we going to sing this or are we just going to say it?
Oh, no, we're going to sing it. I'll be the music. You have to sing it, though.
Bow, 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 My kid was born just the other day. I said, not interested, and went on my way. He took his first steps, but I wasn't around. So I hired a guy to stand his ground. And he was talking before I knew it. And as he grew, he'd say, hey there, Rent-A-Dad, what do you want to do? And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when. But I've hired someone, so talk to him then. My son turned 10 just the other day. He said, thanks for the bike. Thanks for the bike, Dad. Can you come play? I said, sorry, son, got a meeting today. But Rented Dad he'll show you the way. He rode off with Rented Dad, happy as can be. I thought, well, that works out. It's perfect just for me. All right, let's skip the chorus.
I had something for the chorus. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. The dad's a jerk and the boy's a buffoon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when. But there's Rented Dad. You can talk to him then.
Yeah, that's a good little mix-up on it. All right.
Yeah.
He came from school just the other day. Got an A+ on my test. Dad, what do you say? I said, that's great, son, but I've got no time. So here's Rented Dad. He'll say, well done, just fine. He nodded and smiled, didn't seem to mind. I thought, good thing I found this Rented Dad kind. All right, we're going to skip the chorus. All right, graduation day came just the other day. Walk across the stage, Dad, can you make it today? I said, not a chance, son, but don't you be sad. I hired a stand-in, your trusty Rented Dad. And Rented Dad said, I'm proud of you, son. My boy looked up and said, really just one? Now, I don't know what really just... I mean, it's ChatGPT. They're helping us out with this. I don't know what that means.
Really?
All right, really just one? I don't know. Like, what? I don't know, whatever.
Really just one what?
Maybe just one dad saying, I'm proud of you. I don't know. Maybe he's disappointed that maybe he's finally, cause he's like 18 at this point. Like, he should recognize, like, my dad's a total loser. All right.
But he's like, hey, Dad, can you come to my graduation?
Not a chance. No way, Jose. All right. So last verse, and then we'll get to this outro and the chorus. All right. Years went by, now my son's fully grown. Called him up, said, how about a visit home? He said, I'd love to, Dad, but you know the drill. I hired a guy to visit you, hope you think that's chill. And Rented Dad said, I love you so. My boy looked up, really? Rented Dad said, no. Your pa paid me to say it, so.
Wait, hold it. So this is this person.
It's a little confusing. So what's happening is, like, you're calling me saying, I'm calling you saying, hey, can we hang out? And you're like, sorry, Dad, you know the drill.
Yeah.
But somehow Rented Dad is with you still. Like, in this scenario, you're 28 years old or whatever, and you are still having Rented Dad help you.
I think there's a little brother or sister, and they're like, because it says.
All right, hold on. Let's read it. Years went by. Now my son's fully grown, all right? So you're fully grown.
Yeah.
So I called him up. So that's me calling you saying, how about a visit home? Yeah. You say, I'd love to, Dad, but you know the drill. I hired a guy to visit you. Hope you think that's chill. Yeah. And I should fully expect that. And so...
Then Rented Dad...
Rented Dad said, I love you so. And so that to me says, like, Rented Dad's with you still, and he says, I love you so.
And then I look at
and you're looking like, really? Like, you're so excited this moment, like, finally I'm getting some love and affirmation and affection in my life. And you're like, really? And then Rented Dad says, no, your pa paid me to say it. So look, I got to, like, ChatGPT didn't come up with that. I gave in the instructions. I said, you need to have a line where the Rented Dad says, I love you. And you say, no, I don't really love you. I gave ChatGPT that instruction. Okay. So that's my creativity in there.
Yeah, and then the outro.
We're going to do the outro. Yeah. Hold on, let's just do the chorus into the outro. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when. But we've hired a guy, you can talk to him then. And as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me. My son had grown up just like me. The boy was just like me. And now you know why we are not singers. Yep. That song is brought to you by Spotify.
And
Apple Music.
Apple Podcasts.
And Audible and Amazon, Chatbox, YouTube.
What's that box thing called?
I think it's Chatbox. I don't know.
Tip box or something.
So there's another one. I'll tell you, we're not going to sing this one. Here's what I'll do. I will post this for our Spotify listeners. Wow. You know, and anybody else who wants to do it,
Or you could just put like a post or something.
I'll just put this in the description. I'll put these lyrics in the description.
Oh, nice.
The second one's pretty funny though. Like so, there's still the rented dad stuff in there. And this one, like, that's funny. Like this, this guy's going golf, and he says, "My kid was born just the other day, but I had golf plans, couldn't stay." Like, could you imagine? Oh, my wife just had a baby. Babe, I gotta force him. I'll see you later.
Yeah, I just got a hole in one.
Says he learned to walk, but I was MIA, so I found a guy to save the day, and he was talking before I knew it. And as he grew, he'd say, "Hey, Rent-A-Dad, can we do something new?"
All right, okay, we're not gonna.
Hold on, I gotta go to verses 2 because it's funny. My son turned 5 just the other day. He said, "Teach me to fish, Dad. What do you say?" I said, "Fishing's great, but I'm swamped today, so Rent-A-Dad will show you the way." He said he didn't mind. He was all smiles. Said, "I'll learn from Rent-A-Dad. He's got cool styles."
Oh, what? Wait, so this. Yeah, this
like
is...
in this second version, he really likes Rent-A-Dad. I'm just gonna keep going, bro. I'm sorry.
Well, no, we have to because we have to keep them. We have to keep them on their toes, Dad.
They're on their toes right now. They're loving every minute of this. Trust me, our listeners are loving this. All right, verse 3. He turned 13 just the other. This is like literally you. You're 13.
No way.
So he turned 13 just the other day. Got my first crush, Dad. What do you say? I said, "That's nice, but I'm busy, you see. Rent-A-Dad's great with advice. Just talk to him, not me." He shrugged and smiled. "Okay, that's fine. Rent-A-Dad always there. He's pretty divine."
What?
All right, so verse 4. He graduated just the other day. Walk me down the aisle, Dad. What do you say? Like, hold on real quick.
He graduated, so he's walking down the aisle.
Yeah, this ain't a marriage.
Yeah, this is a little...
You're not... I'm not... Like, that'd be awkward. I am walking hand in hand with my 18-year-old son. I mean, maybe if... whatever. We're not going to go there. Okay. And I said, "Can't make it, son, but don't you frown. Rent-A-Dad's steady in his suit and gown." He nodded. "Thanks, Dad. Rent-A-Dad's cool. He's been there all along. He's my golden rule."
Wait, golden rule?
Yeah, I guess he's his moral compass.
Nice.
All right, verse 5. I retired and called my son one day, said, "I'd love a visit if you're on your way." He said, "I'd love to, Dad, but work's insane, so I hired Rent-A-Dad to board the plane." And Rent-A-Dad said, "I love you so." My son looked up, "Really?" Rent-A-Dad said, "No, your dad paid me to say it,
Wait.
Again, there's a little bit of like awkward. They probably should have put that "Rent-A-Dad, I love you" part earlier in the song, but it's ChatGPT. It's you get what you pay for.
It's crazy. Like off topic a little bit here, but AI is really like real. Like
it's crazy how advanced it's getting. Maybe we'll talk about that in a little bit.
All
right. So the chorus for this one is, "And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, the little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you coming home, son? I don't know when, but Rent-A-Dad's here. Just talk to him then."
I think that's the same as the other one.
Yeah, it's a little different. As I hung up the phone, it dawned on me my son had grown up just like me. All right, so there you go. There's Rent-A-Dad, Cats in the Cradle version.
Nice.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, I do too.
I kind of wish we kept with our creative juices and did our Rent-A-Dad stuff.
Yep. Well,
last week I was driving you to your friend's house.
You were.
I was. And as I was driving you, I called Addison. I wanted to talk to her. I wanted to see how she was doing.
Yeah.
And she said, "Hey, talking to Mom, I'll call you when I'm done."
Yeah.
And so you got a phone, like right after that, a couple minutes, maybe a minute after that, you got a phone call from Mom.
Yeah. And so I'm like, oh, so I messaged you.
So we talked to Mom real quick.
Yeah. I'm like, "Hey, Mom, what do you need?" And she's like, "Oh, when you go home, son, you need to do the dishes." Or something like that.
She's like, "Cats in the cradle, silver spoon.
Yeah.
Do your dishes or I'll beat you to the moon."
And so we're like, "Oh, we should call Addie." And so I call Addie, and she says, "Sorry, talking to Mom." And I'm like, whoa.
You were pretty hot at the moment.
Like, okay, I was like, it's okay if she's like just got out of the shower or something, or she's taking a
I'm nursing my baby.
Yeah, or dropping a deuce or something. But you just say, "Sorry, can't talk right now," instead of giving some sorry but excuse. "Sorry, talking to Mom."
Okay, so do you think she lied to you?
Definitely. She called me up like a little bit later, and she's like, JJ, I'm sorry. And I'm like, I don't even want to hear it. Beep, beep.
You hung up on her?
No. I talked to her for a little bit. I was like, I'll call you later at my friend's house, but just let you know, you're dead to me.
All right, so I talked to her later, and I said to her, hey, Johnny was a little hot earlier, and she's like, yeah, I called him up, and he didn't want to talk to me, and da-da-da. And I said, well, here's why. Like, you texted me like, hey, I'm talking to Mom.
Yeah.
And then Mom calls Jonathan, so Jonathan's like, oh, she's obviously not talking to Mom anymore.
Yeah.
So I called her back. Here's the other side of the story. Do you know the other side of the story?
No.
So Mom was in between patients. She took out needles.
Yeah.
Right before she took out needles, she called you.
Yeah.
And then took out needles, and then immediately called Addison.
Oh, so she's calling Addison, hangs up on Addison, calls me, then hangs up on me, takes out needles, calls Addison.
Yes. So literally, because I know we talked for maybe a minute or so.
Wait, hold it. How fast? No, because we didn't talk for a minute. Because after Mom,
Or maybe they weren't talking at that moment. It was like, hey, I gotta do this thing with the patient real quick. I'm gonna call you right back.
Oh.
And so it's like Addison was on like the commercial break.
Oh.
And so she's like, I don't want to start a conversation with you, JJ, because Mom's gonna call me right now.
Yeah.
So there you go. So there's the other side of the story. So maybe you shouldn't have been so mad. Maybe you shouldn't have jumped to those conclusions real fast.
Oh no, I jumped to those conclusions.
You jumped fast and hard. And that so that we don't have to get to our backwards record sound effect, maybe that just brings us to our sponsor moment.
Oh yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
Shout out to Brendan. The amazing editing. Like at the very end, the wee
Yeah.
like the DJ record scratch.
I'm not going to say we forgot to do the sponsor because that would be rude to our sponsor, but we forgot to do it.
Yeah, we did. Okay, but basically, she can. Dr. R. Haldeman can help you with women's health, all the health, anything that starts with a C. No, I'm just joking. But you can call her at 702-258-7860. That is 702-258-7860.
So there's a friend of ours that is pregnant right now, and their baby's breached.
What?
So that means you're like, what does that mean? So basically, the baby's upside. So when the baby comes out, it comes out head first.
Oh, nice.
And if it comes out feet first, it can cause a lot of problems.
Yeah, so that's good. Everything's good.
And so, the baby's breached, so it's the wrong way around right now.
Oh.
And so Renee went to visit this lady and gave her some acupuncture. So the lady goes to the doctor. They're like trying to massage this baby to turn around.
Yeah.
Didn't work. Renee goes to do acupuncture, and that baby was moving and jumping all over the place.
Huh, nice.
And so I don't know if it totally turned yet. And I think, it's the first kid, and this kid's like, sometimes the mom's abs are a lot more tight in there, and there's not enough room to wiggle around.
Working out.
But hopefully this baby's able to turn. But the mom was saying that A, she slept a lot better, but B, she was surprised at how much movement that baby was having from the acupuncture treatment. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so should we do hot takes right now, or do you have a hot take?
Let's do hot takes. Go ahead. You have one, right?
Yeah, I do. Okay. Ankle socks or for girls only?
So I do need to specify right now that I am wearing ankle socks.
Yep, you are.
And so you are. This hot take is maybe it's a little. I'm not gonna say offensive, but it's hot. It's hot to me. I'm hot.
You just said that last time that cotton candy ice cream was for 7-year-old girls.
But did you disagree with me on that?
Or are you disagreeing with me on this?
I am disagreeing. So look, to me, ankle socks. So there's certain fashion things that come and go.
Yeah.
And when I was younger, like early married stage, ankle socks were in for guys. And so I have some ankle socks left over. And so it's kind of like the no sock look, which is also a thing nowadays. And so when I wear these socks, it's the no sock look. So I have my business casual Cole Haan shoes.
Okay.
And so now I'm walking around and it looks like I'm wearing no socks, but I'm clearly wearing socks.
Yeah, so you see, if you're wearing no socks and shoes, that is a little like if it's Crocs or flip flops, it's okay sometimes. But usually I'll wear socks with my Crocs, and I don't wear flip flops because they hurt my they're annoying.
Yeah, and so like the socks with Crocs weren't a thing when I was a kid.
Oh, what?
But either Birkenstocks were popular. You're familiar with Birkenstocks.
Oh, yeah.
So socks with Birkenstocks or socks with flip-flops would have been ridiculed. You would have been laughed out the building. You would have been clowned on.
Oh.
And so that to me is like, that's the generation I'm at. We're like, why would you ever wear socks with Crocs, Birkenstocks, flip-flops? Like, all of that's weird to me.
Yeah, but ankle socks for men are weird to me. Because I just, like I feel
Have you tried it?
Yeah, and it sucks. It, like, I'm not even joking. It is terrible because it's, like, so annoying. And, like, yeah.
Maybe you just didn't have the right pair of ankle socks.
No, I don't know. Well, there's this kid named Blake, and
Blake or Balake?
Balake, basically. But he's like he was the president of the school, and I'm not gonna say.
Was he the Donald Trump or the Joe Biden of the school?
Both. He
the Kamala Harris.
No. He was like vice president, so he wasn't the real president. But the only reason he got votes was because
ankle socks.
No, was because all the sixth graders voted for him. But basically, I just like I'm not really good friends with him. He's a little bit annoying. But
dude, you can't say these things. This podcast is going big. Now he's going to want to fight you when you show up to school.
I'm just joking with you, Blake.
Just get to the point that you're trying to make. We're not about his personality.
He wears ankle socks.
All right, dude. That's your Jonathan's hot take is ankle socks are for women. I mean, you came out firing with some spice.
Oh yeah, you have a hot take?
Yeah, I always got hot takes. I got a list of hot takes.
No way.
Some of these can be fire. I'm going to do this one. Hopefully, I'm hoping that this will reach Addison and Brandon, and they won't do this to baby Eliza. But it's so basically, don't let your kids have cell phones not even or. So don't let your kids have cell phones and don't babysit them with phones. And
tablets or like any
tablets,
type of
really anything.
When they're like 7 or below.
I'd even probably go a little bit older than that, to be honest. Like I get it. You and your husband, you just want to go to on a dinner date. You just, for the love, you want to sit there and be able to have a meal without having to pay a babysitter some ghastly amount of money, and you want your baby just to shut up so that you can just talk to each other for a little bit. Like, I totally get that, and I understand it.
I get a solution. Duct tape.
But the solution isn't, the kid starts screaming because you're in the grocery store. Here, take my phone. Now you can watch YouTube videos or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And there's so many studies that are out that just talk about what this does to the kids' brains and how their creativity and the activity in their brain deteriorates as they are on these screens.
Uh-huh.
And so the longer you can go without having your kids having a tablet, a phone, really even television,
is better.
The better. And then even when they do get it, you have to severely limit their time, where I'm talking like 30 minutes of screen time max a day.
It's like if any of you that watch The Simpsons, it's like Homer Simpson when he has a crayon in his brain. Somehow he inhaled a crayon or something in one of his brain. That's what's happening to your kids. It's like,
might as well just shove a crayon up their nose into their brain.
Yep. But
So that's my hot take. And we agree on a lot of these hot takes. I'm sure there's moms out there that are like, you don't understand. Like, this is a godsend. I'm able to live now because I can give my kid the phone and whatever.
You don't understand. You've had 6 children.
I have 5, just 5.
Huh.
I'm the 6th child for Renee.
Oh, my mom has had 6 children.
She married 1 and gave birth to 5. So yeah, I mean that's my hot take. That's spitting some fire on that one.
Yeah.
So we're cutting edge on a lot of things. I mean, we're a big deal. Dave, just so you know, David, I had him listen to the podcast where you were giving slang, and he did not think you were the spokesman for slang.
Yeah, I'm not. That's
okay. You don't need to be. But anyway, so we are cutting edge on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Maybe slang isn't one of them for you and I.
We have the toppest of electronicity.
I don't know about that, really.
We have beds.
We We have electricity in our home.
We have running water.
We have running water. We have a water heater.
Oh, yeah. And a water cooler.
But another way in which we are cutting edge
is our shack.
No. Did you eat paint chips when I wasn't looking? So, my goodness. I love you. All right. We are on top of this sourdough trend.
Oh, no way. We are. Wait, there's a sourdough trend?
Sourdough, yeah, it's like this big deal. Like, it's on the gram, it's on, Facebook, like these people doing sourdough stuff. So do you want to tell people what we had for breakfast and lunch on Sunday? Do you remember?
Sourdough pancakes.
And how were they?
They were amazing.
I mean,
we had some peaches and some like honey that tasted like syrup on it. Amazing.
So good. Then we did my friend of mine made raspberry jam.
Oh, yeah.
So we put some raspberry jam on it. And so these things are hearty. Like, they are a lot thicker than your typical pancake. They're definitely a lot thicker than a crepe.
Oh, yeah. You know those really thin. You could just say that you love those really thin pancakes.
Yeah, you could just say that. But anyway, anyway, super good. I don't know what the recipe is. You got to hit Renee up for that.
Yeah.
But they were delicious.
They were.
In fact, I'm thinking about them right now. I'm not going to have them right now because I don't think we have batter, but I think Renee has enough sourdough starter that she could easily make some more sourdough pancakes for us.
Yeah. I love breakfast foods are amazing. They're just like amazing.
Yeah, they're definitely probably not the way we eat some of our breakfast. They're probably not the healthiest.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll make a German pancake. We'll make crepes. We'll make French toast. What else do we make?
French toast, German pancakes, crepes.
Apparently sourdough pancakes.
Yep.
We'll make a lot of these things.
Yeah.
Ralph did eggs Benedict the other day.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He loves that hollandaise sauce.
Eggs is amazing. Eggs. I have like a story. Okay. So, we were on the big hike. So afterwards, we stop at the Motel 6. We sleep. We wake up. We're going to IHOP. And
the International House of Pancakes.
Yeah. And so I'm getting an eggs Benedict. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to like this because I've had eggs Benedict like once or twice before. I'm thinking, this is going to be good. This is all, I'm ready for this. And so basically, I have it. So we have the egg, so like the toast, which was sourdough for some reason, and I was expecting it to be an English muffin or something. So
look, they spice it up. There's different types.
That was a bit of a disappointment. And then they had like the egg, and then they had the sauce, and so I'm eating it, and guess what I find in my food?
Was it a hair?
There was a hair in my eggs Benedict.
Did you get a prize?
I did not.
There's no prize or anything?
I was furious.
Was it a long hair, short hair, curly hair?
It was a brown, about inch size hair.
Was it curly?
No.
Did your server have short brown hair about an inch long?
Yep.
Well, there you go. At least. So did you continue eating it, or were you like,
oh no,
I
was done. I was like,
So that's actually an interesting question, right? Okay, so you're at a restaurant, and you get a hair in your meal. What do you do? So in that situation, you stopped. You're like, I'm done.
I always stop whenever I find like if there's a bug in my soup or like something like that, I'm done.
So what if that happens here at home?
Oh, like
what if it's one of Renee's hairs that is somehow in the salad or something like that?
Well, I don't usually eat salad, but
whatever.
It's mac and cheese.
Yeah, it's mac and cheese, and one of Renee's hairs is in there, or one of your hairs is in there.
I'll just pull it out and I keep on eating.
Okay, so that's what's interesting, right? Is because somehow it's kin, and that makes sense. Like, because we know Renee is clean. We know you're clean. Like, you shower regularly. You wash your hands.
Hey, they don't know I have lice.
Oh boy. Oh man. So anyway, it's an interesting question. So there's times when I am when I'm eating, and like I'll notice a hair or something like that, and I have to make the decision right then and there. Am I going to allow this to gross me out, or am I just going to keep on going?
Yeah.
And I've gotten to the point where now most of the time If it's one hair, I'm like, whatever, just life happens. I pull it out. I just keep going.
A whole entire patch of hairs.
If it was multiple hairs, like the guy's getting a haircut while he's cooking my food, at that point, I'm probably going to sub out. But it's just like, to me, I'm like, it's a hair. Like, I'm just like, I'm not going to let, like, there's enough germs in our life that we can't see that I'm not going to let one hair bother me.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm the minority on that. Maybe that needs to be the poll question is, do you eat food that has somebody else's hair in it?
That would be kind of weird hair question. What other hair questions are there? Like,
do you like bald men or fat men?
That is nothing.
If your husband could either be bald or fat, which would you rather have him be?
What? Why are you asking me?
All right, well, with your wife. If your wife... Both. I want her to be fat and bald.
I love them bald fat ladies.
Oh, man. No offense to any of our listeners that may be bald and fat that are women.
Or either or.
Is there any movies we need to review on a podcast that does not review movies brought to you by Cinemark?
Well, let me think. No.
Renee and I started watching a show on Netflix called Your Honor.
Oh.
We're 2 episodes in, and there's some intensity going on there. There
is.
That's all I'm going to say. I don't know if it's worth the watch yet. There's 2 seasons, and there's like 10 episodes each, so I'm 5% into it, and so
I've started watching
10%, whatever it is.
I've started watching a show.
What did you start watching?
King of the Hill.
Do you like it?
I do like it. I like it a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do I have an old man moment to report? I've been tired lately. I don't know. My workouts have been kicking my butt. Maybe that's all it needs to be.
Wait, hold it. It was so funny because I'm thinking I'm kind of turning into mom because mom always loses her phone everywhere. And it just started today. But basically, I've just been like losing my phone and stuff.
I had to ping your phone literally twice today.
Well, okay, but also I'm exhausted today.
We can tell a quick funny story. So David went to the lake last week,
and
the guy that took him to the lake was like, "Hey, David, here's your phone. I don't want to fall off in the lake," and so he tosses David the phone.
And a huge gust of wind, just blows into the water, and David looks over the edge and is like, blow, 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 sinks to the bottom.
110 feet down, he wasn't getting that sucker.
Yeah.
So anyway, there you go.
Now David has a new phone.
Long story short, go to the lake with your friends and have them throw it into the lake so you can get a new phone.
Yeah, but I don't understand how David gets a new phone, but I don't. I've taken pristine care of my phone.
You have not taken pristine care of your phone. You've taken terrible care of your phone.
At least it works.
It does work. That is true. Anyway, yeah. Okay, this has been fun.
Yep.
Let's, do we need to end with the song of Cats in the Cradle?
No.
No, just know that Rent-A-Dad's here for you. As your Rent-A-Dad. I'm not your real dad. I'm your Rent-A-Dad.
Oh. The son's a jerk and the dad's a buffoon.
Yeah. This is always fun. Rent-A-Dad enjoys hanging out with son.
Jerk son.
I wonder do you think there's ever going to be a time where Jerk son is going to get Rent-A-Son and then Rent-A-Son and Rent-A-Dad to hang out and then Jerk son and Jerk dad just hang out?
Maybe. I don't know.
They start pranking people and
pranking Rent-A-Dad and Rent-A-Son.
That's how they come together. Maybe that's how the story goes is they end up bonding because Rent-A-Dad and Rent-A-Son
are bonding, and then a normal son gets angry and he pranks them, and then Jerk dad is like, "Whoa, son, you actually learned something." And then he's like, "Maybe you're my son after all." And then they walk up.
Well, there's a Simpsons episode like that.
Actually?
Yeah, don't you remember? So Bart goes, there's a program called Big Brothers or something like that.
Oh, yeah, Big Brother program.
Yeah, and so Bart gets a big brother who's like this super cool, strong, macho guy. Yeah. And so Homer's like, "Oh, 2 can play that game." So he gets he becomes the big brother. And so, it ends up with Homer fighting Bart's, big brother.
and weren't there at like an aquarium and he just threw him into like
Yep. I think somehow he starts throwing the starfish like they're Chinese stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good. All right. Hey, thanks for listening.
Yep. See ya.
See ya.